live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
And I'm Siobhan Pereira. Let's take a look at your headlines right away.
Lalit Patinaika appointed as the acting senior DIG administration. Another 4 candidates placed deposits for the presidential election. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says if the party decides, naming the presidential candidate will be reversed. Matra District Electoral Council passes a proposal to revoke the proposal to field an SLPP candidate, a request to remove MP Sagra Kariyasam. Mahajan Exat Peramuna to support President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Suraksha student insurance scheme re-implements. Opposition leader Sajid Premdasa says a society which respects all religions should be created in the country. Russia and West conducts the biggest prisoner exchange in history.
Now for those and other stories in detail. Elections Commissioner Samansri Ratnayaka says that the security affairs pertaining to the presidential elections will be carried out with the assistance of the Public Security Ministry Secretary until an IGP is appointed.
He further said that state officials will be briefed regarding the election on coming Saturday. Election Commissioner Samansri Ratnayaka said that the National Police Commission is the agency in charge of the police department. Accordingly, he said that a meeting was held with the chairman of the commission and the commission secretary. As a result, he said that they informed the secretary to the president that necessary measures should be carried out with the intervention of the president. Accordingly, he said that the secretary to the president informed them in writing to look into future proceedings with the Public Security Ministry Secretary. He said that a request was made regarding the security for the nomination acceptance date, appointment of officials on district level for the Dispute Resolution Centre and to proceed with the primary activities pertaining to the elections. He said that the Ministry Secretary and DIG Asanka Karavita discussed this in regard with the Elections Commission and informed that necessary measures will be taken accordingly. Therefore, the Election Commissioner said that there is no hindrance to proceed with the election preparations. He also added that the proceeding with these measures would be much easier if the vacant senior DIG administration post is filled. The Election Commissioner said that a meeting has been arranged with the district secretaries on coming Saturday to discuss the initial proceedings pertaining to the election and reach relevant decisions. He said that the next day all ministry secretaries will be convened for a meeting. He said that a circular regarding the misuse of state assets will be required to be implemented as well. He said that this meeting will be held to brief the ministry secretaries regarding the circulars expected to be released. He also said that the media heads will be convened on Monday and said that a special support of the state media is required during the elections. He said that airtime will be provided for presidential candidates on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation and Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Meanwhile, the National Police Commission has appointed Senior Deputy Inspector General of Police Lalit Patinaika as the Senior DIG Administration. The post felt vacant after Senior DIG Nilantha Jayawardena was sent on compulsory leave. The relevant appointment has been made under powers vested with the Commission and under instructions of the Attorney General without the recommendations of the IGP.
Now, another 4 candidates placed deposits today to contest at the upcoming presidential election. Accordingly, 10 candidates have placed their deposits to contest thus far. The deposit was placed today for former Minister Vijaydas Rajapaksa. The deposit was placed by Vice President of the National Democratic Front, Gomika Yasas Vijayasiri. The deposit for Sirithingu Jayasuriya of the United Socialist Party, who is contesting at the presidential election, was placed today. It was placed by the party members. Presidential candidate of Ruhunu People's Front, Ajantha De Souza, and dependent candidate KK Piyadasa also made their deposits today.
A special discussion of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was held at the party headquarters today. It was held with the presence of party leader, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Parliamentarians, provincial councillors and local government representatives were present at this occasion. Party founder Basil Rajapaksa, national organizer Namal Rajapaksa and General Secretary Sagara Kariyawasam were present at this occasion. Parliamentarian Sagara Kariyawasam said that Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna will field a candidate at the elections. He said that they will name the candidate on the 7th. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that they will continue as a separate party. He said that discussions are currently underway. When inquired whether President Ranil Wickremesinghe will be endorsed, he said that the party has made a decision, and if the party decides otherwise, naming the presidential candidate will be reversed.
Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Mathura Electoral Council unanimously passed the proposal to revoke the decision reached recently by the party to field a separate candidate for the presidential election. The relevant decision was reached when the council was convened with the participation of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Mathura District Leader Minister Kanchana Wijesekara today. Minister Kanchana Wijesekara tabled a proposal to extend the support of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Mathura Electoral Council to independent candidate President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the election. In response, the council members unanimously passed the proposal presented by Minister Kanchana Wijesekara. The minister, addressing the gathering, pointed out the need for structural reforms in the party. Therefore, he said that the present General Secretary of the party, Sagara Kariyawasam, should be removed from his post due to his behaviour and appoint Dr. Ramesh Patirana for the post, who has a better political understanding. He also said that new office bearers should also be elected. He said that this proposal was presented and has been approved by the Mathura District Electoral Council.
Now, the Mahajan Eksat Peramuna has decided to extend their support to the President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the upcoming presidential election. The relevant decision was reached when the Central Committee of the party met today. A media briefing was held with this evening with the participation of party leader Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena to convey the party decision. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that President Ranil Wickremesinghe has decided to contest at the presidential election as an independent candidate with the intention to carry forward the successful process which he led with the support of all. He said that Mahajan Eksat Peramuna and as the Prime Minister have decided to support the President together with 91 parliamentarians who have also extended their support. He said that they will not accept the decision made by the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna.
Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna parliamentarian Udayakanta Gunatilaka and the councillors representing the party at the Varakapola Pradesh Sabha have decided to extend their support for President Ranil Wickremesinghe at this presidential election. A media briefing in this regard was held in Varakapola today. Parliamentarian Udayakanta Gunatilaka said that they respect former President Mahinda Rajapaksa as he was the leader who unified the nation. Also, he said that country faced an economic crisis and a JVP-led Aragalaya. However, he said that only President Ranil Wickremesinghe managed to change this situation. He managed to rebuild the nation, which was collapsed with the economic crisis, the parliamentarian added.
An agreement was signed to implement the Suraksha student insurance program initiated through the Ministry of Education. Now, the 3-year agreement effective from today was reached with Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation. Minister Susil Premajayantha was present at this occasion. Students of all government schools and government-approved education institutions will be covered from this insurance scheme. The agreement was signed by Education Ministry Secretary Tilaka Jayasundara, the Chief Operating Officer of Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation, Priyantha Pereira. The Education Ministry is investing 7,112 million rupees for the insurance scheme. Health benefits in the insurance coverage include up to 300,000 rupees for inpatient care, 20,000 rupees for outpatient services, and critical illness cover up to 1.5 million rupees. 200,000 rupees will be extended for complete permanent disabilities and 150,000 rupees will be extended for partial permanent disabilities.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says that a society should be created which respects all religions in the country. He made these remarks during a public rally in Polonnaruwa. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that turning the society into a positive direction is difficult with violence, hatred and terrorism. He said that a minor section in the society is gradually turning towards violence. He pointed out that certain entities are attempting to use the economic crisis and social degradation to create a conflict-ridden situation within the society and utilize the situation in their favour. He said that they reject any form of bloodshedding and violence. He said that in the past these entities introduced a court system to villages which led to many violent activities and murders. He said that these entities have also insulted Buddhism in the country. Therefore, he pointed out the need to create a disciplined society which respects all religions in the country.
Moving on to more local news, Samantha Vidyaratna of the National People's Power urged the party supporters to proceed ahead with the presidential election-related activities without being concerned about the appointment of an IGP. He made these remarks to media in Badulla today. Samantha Vidyaratna of the National People's Power said that the IGP is the chief of the agency which counters crimes in the country. He said that without an IGP, the country will be exposed to various criminal activities and drug distributions. However, he said that the government has to resolve this issue. He said that they also need to look into the Election Commission as well. He said reports have indicated that Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena is on the look for ways to counter the Supreme Court. Therefore, he urged the party supporters to proceed ahead with the presidential election-related activities without being concerned about these issues. He said that opposition leader Sajith Premadasa is also among the corrupt. He added that the party chairman Sarath Fonseca also claims that the opposition leader is not suitable for presidency. He also said that even the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna have different views over the presidential candidate with internal issues. He said that the people are engaging in a battle to safeguard the country while others are engaging in a battle for the presidency. He said that this is a flawed political system which is required to be changed.
A media briefing of the United National Party was held in Colombo today. Ashwin Marasinghe of the United National Party said that one of the hot topics on social media is the discussions held between opposition leader Sajith Premadasa and MP Nama Rajapaksa, who are sons of former presidents. He said that a research conducted in the last 2 to 3 months has indicated that the opposition leader is not prioritizing Rajapaksa criminal group in his features. He said that several members of the parties have told them that these two leaders often meet up for discussions. He said that these meetings were revealed on social media. He pointed out that these meetings were evident with the current actions of the parties. Meanwhile, Catholic Priests Network has extended their support for President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the next presidential elections. The head priest of the network, along with other Catholic priests, met up UNP Deputy Leader Ruwan Wijewardena at the party headquarters and extended their appreciation for the measures taken by the president in the last 2 years.
Parliamentarian Milan Jayatilaka says that a group of youth representatives of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna has decided to support President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the upcoming presidential election, considering the future direction of the country. He made these remarks during a media briefing held in Colombo today. Parliamentarian Milan Jayatilaka said that as a group representing the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, they called for the naming of President Ranil Wickremesinghe as the presidential candidate at the elections. However, he said that there were discrepancies and differing opinions over the decision. He said that as a youth group, they decided to extend their support to President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the elections. He said that the young generation is requesting for a sufficient livelihood and a respectable living condition in the country. He said that the leader who could envision and implement such a program in the country is President Ranil Wickremesinghe.
The opportunity to contribute to the Children of Gaza Fund established by President Ranil Wickremesinghe to provide for children displaced by the military situation in the Gaza Strip ended yesterday. Following President Wickremesinghe's request for contributions, a large number of people across the island, regardless of caste or religion, generously supported the fund. Despite the official end date, donations have continued to be received. The Presidential Secretariat requests that no further money be credited to this fund. Any deposits made directly to the official bank account of the President's office after July 31st will be redirected to the President's Fund for Social Care Programs. In the first phase, President Wickremesinghe handed over $1 million from ministry and government institution allocations originally intended for the Iftar celebration to Palestinian government via the United Nations. All donations received by July 31st will also be delivered accordingly. President Ranil Wickremesinghe and the President's office expressed their heartfelt thanks to all those who contributed to this fund.
We have more local news. Colombo District Court ordered to extend the injunction order issued against former President Maithripala Sirisena from functioning in the chairmanship of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party until the 4th of October. Now, this case has been filed by former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga. When the case was taken up for hearing before Colombo District Court Judge Sandun Vitana, attorneys from both parties requested for providing dates to submit written submissions related to the case. Accepting the request, the District Court Judge ordered to make written submissions by 4th of October. Several remarks were shared regarding the decision taken by the Central Committee meeting of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party yesterday to extend support to President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the next presidential election. Parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara said that there is no chairman in the party at present. He said that under such circumstances, he alleged that the alleged chairman of the party, Nimal Siripala Silva, has convened an illegal meeting. He said that they will not accept this meeting. He said that electoral organizers and executive committee members have been invited for a meeting on the 3rd of August. He added that the decisions taken during this meeting will be relayed to the media accordingly. Minister Mahinda Amarewera said that as per the court, there is only one faction of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, and this faction has the majority of the party. He said that the party, following the decision reached by the party Politburo and the Central Committee yesterday, has decided to extend support to independent candidate President Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Scholarship installments for August under the President Fund scholarship program have been directly credited to the bank accounts of the eligible recipients today. A short message has been sent to all scholarship recipients notifying them of the transfer. In total, over 5 billion rupees is expected to be disbursed to approximately 116,000 students under the scholarship programs. The 17th installment of the monthly scholarship of 6,000 rupees for 3,000 students who passed the 2022-2023 O-level examination and are preparing for the A-level examination has been credited. Additionally, the 6th installment of the same amount for another 6,000 students who passed the 2023-2024 O-level examinations are preparing for the A-level examination has also been deposited. The 5th installment of 3,000 rupees per month for 100,000 students in grades 1 to 11 has been transferred, as well as the 4th installment of the 6,000 rupees per month for 500 students studying at Pirivenas and Seelamatha educational institutions who are either preparing for the Prachina exams or the A-level exams. Therefore, the 4th installment of 3,000 rupees per month for 3,000 students in grades 1 to 11 at these institutions has also been credited. Efforts are underway to ensure that payments are made to students who are qualified, but those applications were delayed. The outstanding installments for August will be included in the upcoming payments. According to the President's Media Division, any student who have not yet received their scholarship due to the application delays or banking issues will receive their payments during August 2024.
Now, the Presidential Awards ceremony to felicitate new inventors was held at the BMICH today. Best new inventors between 2017 and 2020 were felicitated at the ceremony. The event was organized by the Sri Lanka New Inventors Commission. State Ministers Aravinda Kumar and Vijitha Berugoda were present at this occasion.
State Minister Anupa Paskal says that provisions worth 6 billion rupees have been received to uplift 1.2 million families with economic difficulties in the country under the instructions of the President. These provisions have been provided by the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank. The number of Asvasma beneficiary families has been increased from 1.8 million to 2.4 million at present. The State Minister made these remarks during the progress reviewing meeting held yesterday pertaining to the Asvasma program in Northern Province. It was held at the Northern Provincial Governor's office in Jaffna. State Minister Anupa Paskal said that 2.4 million will receive Asvasma benefits. He said that various programs have been introduced to empower 1.2 million Asvasma beneficiaries. He said that necessary measures are underway to empower different segments under the World Bank project and the ADB project. He said that the selection process has been completed and 6 billion rupees has been allocated in this regard. Meanwhile, he said that in addition, measures are underway to implement the Asvasma loan scheme program through all Samurdhi banks in the country. He said that measures are also underway to provide training free of charge. He pointed out that these efforts would lead the country to a developed production-based economy.
And in one last story from local news, State Minister Ranjit Singh Balapitiya says that a program to construct villages for people living in line houses in the upcountry has been planned out under the instructions of the President. Now, the State Minister made these remarks during a discussion held at the Kegaul District Secretariat yesterday. State Minister Ranjit Singh Balapitiya said that since 1935, various efforts were taken to provide lands for people without any property. However, he said that title deeds were not provided for these people without making them rightful owners for their lands. He said that title deeds will be extended for 2 million families to rectify this issue. He also said that people living in upcountry are also entitled to title deeds under this initiative. He said that the objective of this meeting was to come up with a plan to provide necessary housing for these residents. He said that the President has provided the opportunity for these people to live in villages in estate lands. And we will be right back with some foreign news items right after this. Stay tuned.
විදුලි බිලෙන් හරි අඩක්ම වැය වන්නේ ශීතකරණයටයි. අවශ්‍ය දෑ ඉවතට ගත් සැනින් දොරවසා දමන්න. අඛණ්ඩ විදුලි සැපයුමකට සහාය වෙමු.
Welcome back on Foreign News. A major prisoner exchange between Russia and the US and 4 European countries is underway in Ankara. The Turkish presidency has informed and confirmed. In total, the exchange will involve at least 24 prisoners. 3 US citizens imprisoned in Russia. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gerskovich, US Marine veteran Paul Whelan and Russian-American radio journalist Alsu Karmasheva are thought to be among those being released. 8 Russian nationals are expected to be returned to Russia, including several with suspected ties to Russian intelligence. Turkey's presidency said in a statement that the exchange involved 26 individuals held in prison in 7 countries: the US, Germany, Poland, Slovenia, Norway, Russia and Belarus. 10 prisoners, including 2 minors, were relocated to Russia, 13 to Germany and 3 to US. It added, the swap comes after days of speculation about a major swap between various countries, which increased after several dissidents and journalists jailed in Russia were moved from their prison cells to unknown locations. On sports news, the first one-day international match between Sri Lanka and India will be played at R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo tomorrow.
Sri Lanka is entering the series without 5 of their main pacers. Sri Lankan pacers Matisha Patirana and Dilshan Madhushanka have sustained injuries. Accordingly, they will miss the opportunity to take part in the one-day international series against India. In their place, Mohammad Shiraz and Ishan Malinga have been called to the squad. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Cricket has announced that Kusal Janit Pereira, Pramod Madhushan and Jeffrey Van der Say have been named as substitute players. Sri Lanka pacers Dushmantha Chamira, Nuwan Tushara and Binura Fernando missed the opportunity to take part in the T20 series against India due to injuries. Sri Lankan players engage in practices at the R. Premadasa Stadium this evening. The match will begin at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. This is Charit Atsalanka's first one-day international match as captain.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Dilanjali together with Shivan signing off. Good night.